Welcome to a review of the week. What a crazy week and unexpected that, we would have never imagined a month ago. But well, we bring you this new program with a lot of different segments. It's gonna be a little bit longer. We want to know what you think. If you like it, give us some feedback. And we're gonna start with the first section called The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly. Now, the good for me and for Mateo this week or this last 2 weeks is the fall. After the rise, the big rise, the fall is even harder of Barcelona. And what nobody expected, not even them, not even us, for them to drop 11 points of the last 12 in the league, being knocked out of the Champions League, and all what we had to see about the triplete, the treble, and everything. Definitely, it just comes to show that things are not done until they are done. So for us Madridistas, that is probably a beautiful thing, and that is the good thing of this week. This last 2 weeks is Barcelona not being able to keep up with how they started.
Also, it's worth mentioning that if the top guys fall, so Barcelona, they had a 9-point lead, 11 point lead at some point. If they fall, we have to be there to try to catch them, and that's what we have done. And I think that's a very important point as part of the good section of this section, is that we've been there. Every time that Barcelona has lost some points, we've been there. We've won our last 7 consecutive matches in La Liga.
After
Barcelona,
the defeat against Atleti, it's all been great for us.
It's all wins. So that's very important. Real Madrid has really picked itself up, and we have done what it looked like it was an impossible feat. I gotta admit, we were guilty of saying a month and a half ago that La Liga was over. You can check the video here. If you click here, I'm the producer, I was behind the camera. I was totally in agreement that the league was over. But, this is football. This is why we love it so much. The league's not over, but you gotta be there to try to win it.
Yeah, and we have been. Hopefully, we'll get a title out of this, maybe 2. That's a good thing. The bad. I think the bad, and we are the first ones jumping on the wagon, is this apparent euphoria of Real Madrid, this ecstasy that we're in right now, but we haven't really won anything yet. So what makes me happy is to see how all these tweets and making fun of Real Madrid fans is blown up in Barcelona's fans' faces. But we don't want this to happen to us. So the bad thing could be, a potential bad thing is us thinking that things are done when they are not done yet at all.
Yeah, it's not over until the fat lady sings. And I think that the club here, they're doing a good job because they are somehow curbing, they're somehow, finding a way to manage this euphoria, because I think that we've seen a little bit also inside the dressing room that the players feel like maybe it's almost there, we have the momentum in our favor and it looks like we can just win this. But no, we have to be there. Like I said, we have to be there so the others drop points, because Barcelona is still a point away, and Atletico as well. It's it's pretty much a point away as well. So
but as you say, the good thing about the club doing is Zidane came out in the press conference before the game against Getafe saying, I don't like the fact that people think we're going to win easily, even though that we did after, but it was because we took the game seriously. And that's what we have to do with everything, with every minute right now, is take it seriously as it was the final minute of the Champions League.
And also after the Champions League draw, Butragueño, he said, a lot of people might be happy that we drew Manchester City, but we were happy last year when we drew Juventus because they were the weaker team and they knocked us out. So this is again another example of the club doing their job when it comes to managing expectations and keeping people's heads on board, keeping people calm.
Yeah, keeping people calm. Galacticos, the good, the bad, and the ugly. To close the section, for me the ugly is, I don't want to say the Catalan press, I want to say press in general who support Barcelona or maybe other teams, just saying that whenever Real Madrid are on their way to a good performance in the Champions League, it seems to be rigged. Is it's all rigged for Real Madrid to win it. They're heating up the balls in the draw. They're putting texture around it. We don't know what they're doing, but I don't think that's cool at all. And I think especially it's like people are saying it for free right now. It's I can say that and just that's what I think. And I think it's wrong for one reason. Because how does a club, underestimate a competition so badly, saying now that we're out, probably it's rigged for Real Madrid. But they never seem to say that when they win it. When they win it, it's always an ode to poetic football and whatever. But when Real Madrid wins, it's not even valid. So like, if you think like that, if you think that the UEFA is rigging the competition, like, why are you excited about winning it?
Yeah, and also in La Liga, in the beginning of the season, El Cholo Simeone, he came out and he said the league is dangerously rigged for Real Madrid. I wonder what El Cholo Simeone thinks of now that he's a point ahead of Real Madrid and he has better chances of winning La Liga than us.
Yeah?
What do you think, Simeone? Is it still rigged for Real Madrid, or, it could be, maybe it's rigged for Atletico, right? Who knows?
And then it's also the thing that now, because we have drew against Manchester City, like apparently now Manchester City is again the Cinderella of the draw, is the easiest team to beat. When Barca beat them last year on their way to the Champions League, it was like, the boogeyman of the draw. Nobody wants to play Man City. But now that we have to play them, it's not Bayern de Munich, it's not Atletico de Madrid. Again, I don't know if Bayern de Munich thought of Man City as the Cinderella or Atletico thought of Man City as the Cinderella. So I think that's the ugly, all this speculation about things when you're not winning.
But hey, this is Real Madrid. Obviously, there's always going to be a standard for Real Madrid and a standard for the rest of the teams. That's why Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world.
That is why, Galacticos, we'll see you in the next section. Let's see what the press has to say about all this beautiful week we're living as football fans here in the Spanish La Liga. Let's go with Marca. Marca goes, of course, the three papers seem to have agreed upon putting a picture of Gerard Pique on the cover. And Marca says a Pique, which is a little play of words with a boat sinking, a boat going, a Pique sinking down, which is what seems to be happening with Barcelona. Pique had a great chance to tie the game, which would have been awful for Barcelona anyway, but well, he couldn't score it. As Iñaki said, probably even Pique was thinking, this is an easy goal, even Arbeloa could score it, but well, he had it and he didn't. So that's what Marca says, a Pique sinking, which reminds me of a funny cover of Sport talking about Real Madrid sinking like the Titanic. There was a picture of the Titanic in that cover, but well, that's another thing. Let's go with As. As says it's more politically correct and says hunted, which makes me say something I want to say, which is, it is true that Barcelona have been dropping points like crazy. They've totally thrown away the advantage they had. But it is also true that Atletico and Real Madrid have been there. It is fair to say that Real Madrid has hunted Barcelona because we have won our last 7 league games. We've won them. Barcelona have lost 3, 1 draw, and we have won everything. So I like it. I like the hunted thing because we're actually on a hunt for this Liga. And right now we're in a situation where if Barcelona drops 1 more point or 2 with a draw, well, you can drop 1 point. We're right there behind, waiting. As they say here, Real Madrid is smelling the blood. And let's go with Sport. To end, of course, Barca have to wake up. And very sadly for them, all the people who work in Sport have to wake up to put up covers. And this cover is, again, something I don't like because now they're throwing to the epic. Apparently now Barcelona have to make a comeback. Is that what they're selling here? We have to wake up and kind of come back from all this bad dream, this nightmare that is the last 2 weeks. But well, they had to wake up yesterday, 5 days ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, and they didn't. As Real Madrid fans, we hope they don't. They never wake up and we can win this league and hopefully the Champions League, and we'll be talking about a beautiful and unexpected doblete Galacticos. Want to know what you think about what the press is saying? So Galacticos, for the follow and follow section, we're going to tell you who gets a like or a follow from Real Galacticos and who gets an unlike or unfollow from us. So Mateo, who do you follow and who do you unfollow this week?
I love this section. I would have to say that this week I would follow Denis Cheryshev. He got injured with Valencia. Of course, we have to contextualize this, especially from the Barcelona fans. They were laughing at Denis Cheryshev because of what happened.
Chanting his name after the,
Exactly, because of what happened with us in the Copa del Rey. Denis Cheryshev, he was actually a pretty important part of getting Valencia back on the winning streak, but he actually got injured and he's missing the rest of the season. In the last match that Valencia played, they won and they took a Real Madrid-style picture in the Camp Nou, and one of the players had Denis Cheryshev's shirt. and he was the one that first tweeted it out. Valencia tweeted it out. Again, very, very cool guy. Thumbs up for Denis Cheryshev.
Who do you unfollow?
Unfollow. It gives me great pleasure to unfollow Luis Enrique. This guy is such an idiot. You know, he's so arrogant. He's so cocky. He's the worst.
And he's been very cocky and arrogant all season, but
Yeah.
now it is not the same when you're not winning.
Yeah, exactly. And now, like, you know, if you're cocky when you're winning, okay, sure, you know, people will shut their mouth. But when you're cocky when you're not winning, give me a break, man. So, in the last press conference, when they lost against Valencia, one of the journalists, his last name is Malo, which means bad in Spanish, asked a question, and Luis Enrique said, well, what's this guy's last name? Bad? Well, no more questions. Come on, Luis Enrique.
What did you prove?
Exactly. Like, you know, when I was 8 years old, I used to laugh at other kids' last names.
And it was a good question. It's fair to say that it was a good question because, you know, it was not a personal question trying to, you put the finger there in the wound. It was just like, do you think something about the physical affecting your defensive performance? It was a pretty fair question by a journalist. And of course, Luis Enrique. So unfollow for Luis Enrique.
Unfollow, no respect.
My
no
follow
chill.
and unfollow this week. My follow is for Zinedine Zidane. It's a pretty cool Twitter account. A guy that we follows us always tweeting funny stuff about what happens around the world of football. This week he posted a really cool collage of sport covers that we always mess with. But this one is beautiful. You can see all these things that we've been being sold all season. The league is already done. The best Barca in history. And well, in 2 weeks, it's changed so it becomes funny. So follow to Zinedine Zidane. And my unfollow this week is for Gerard Pique. I'm a big Pique fan. I love Gerard Pique. And I'm always, you know, like watching his Periscopes and the tweets. I'm a Pique. I'm craving for Pique. And now, you know, in the last 8 days, where is Pique? I've been sitting at home just waiting for Pique to Periscope something. But Pique is nowhere to be seen, so I'm bored of waiting. So Pique, I'm unfollow you.
Yeah, where are you, Pique? What? Because you're losing now? You're less active on social media? What's going on?
That's not fair, Pique. You know, like en las buenas y en las malas, right?
Exactly.
So anyway,
we
hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you enjoyed it. Well, Galacticos, we hope you enjoyed this new format and that you had a good time as we did. And we're gonna come back with an Ask RG. A lot of people have been craving for Ask RG. We just hadn't had the time. But you know, keep sending your questions with the hashtag AskRG, and we'll answer whatever you have to ask.
Also, we're gonna start a new segment where we're going to actually get your comments, but not just the comments that you write, the comments that you're gonna send us on video. It's very, very simple. All you have to do is send us an email to realgalacticos1@gmail.com. You can check it out right here. The link is also in the description. A 30-second video of why you are a Real Madrid fan, why you love Real Madrid. You have to state your name, where you're from, and then you have to send a big shout out to whoever you want. So very simple. Name,
30 seconds.
where you're from, 30 seconds, and a big shout out to realgalacticos1@gmail.com.
All right, well, if you haven't yet liked or subscribed, you know, tell your friends about the Galaxy, and we'll see you tomorrow.